the Toy Man and Fishy Show, where we have special guests, original music, live drum performance. We also talk about food, cooking, and grilling topics. We look at the weather and sometimes do trivia. We also like to share knowledge and channel updates. And sometimes Fishy has had too many bubbles, and sometimes she may sneeze. Achoo! And we just like to have fun. And there is so much more. So please bring your snacks, bring your beverages, and come enjoy our show. Thank you. Well, hello everyone. It is a nice, fine Monday. I was about to say Monday morning, but it's definitely not Monday morning. It is a little after 3 o'clock here for me now, and yes, now it's Fishy solo time. It's when the Fishy decides to go live all by herself for at least 1 hour with all of my amazing friends. I do see that Toy Man's Bar and Grill is here, Mike Rennick, Andrew Merritt, and Taz T. Now, because I see the cool dude is in the house, yes, it might be my solo, but I still love to push buttons, so here is to the cool dude. And there you go. You know me, I really like pushing these buttons. So how is everyone doing today on this fine day? Oh, I'm going to use my... I was just moving my cord from my headset. Hopefully it doesn't have any feedback. I have noticed that it has started doing a little bit of that staticky noise at times. And I think it's just because it has like some heavier gear on the cord. And just from plugging it in and out all the time, I think that just happens over time. Anyways, what I did to get, what would you say, have less weight put onto the cord, I kind of put it over top where the tower, my computer PC tower is. And I just happened to have a can of pickled sliced beets beside me. I think I was thinking about eating it the one day and I didn't. Anyways, I just kind of use that for a weight to keep the cord up, and it seems to help prevent any of the static that I'm hearing anyways. Taz T is going back to martial arts today. Well, that'll be nice and exciting. Has it been a while since you've been there? But that's exciting. Nice. And yeah, how's everyone doing? How's the weather? Andrew, I hope you're doing all right this fine afternoon. At least try to rest, try to relax. And of course, well, we always like to talk about food, be it at my stream, here on my solo, or be it at our show on Thursdays, or any of the lives that we do. You know, it could be Monday, it could be Thursday, it could be Friday, it could be a random Saturday, right? Whenever we do it. Or I do it. Or he do it, or whoever do it. I'm talking about my co-host, Toy Man's Bar and Grill, of course. So, because as you know, I do solo Fishy most of the time. I guess I've taken a little break due to different things, like my internet, which hopefully, let's not talk too loud. Hopefully it doesn't, like give me problems because, I'm all by myself here. So I'm depending on it to work. Anyways, my internet hadn't worked for a little bit there, and then I had my tooth issues, and then I had a cold, and I didn't have a voice, and all the things made it where it was a little while since I've done a Monday one. But usually, nowadays, I've been doing at least an hour of Solo Fishy on a Monday. And then, of course, we do our normal 4-hour show, me and my co host, Toyman's Bar and Grill, that is, each and every Thursday from 3 to 7 Central Standard Time, PM, of course. And then he usually does his Toyman's Bar and Grill at his channel, Toyman's Bar and Grill channel, Friday nights. And then every once in a while, we might have just a bonus stream just because. Why not? A lot of times that happens to be on a Saturday when we do those bonus ones. Now, I do see that I have some more people that have swam in. Thank you so much for swimming in. I see Gemma's Journey is here, and Joyce. And, oh, do I see somebody else? Oh, I sure do. Guess who I see? Yes, I see Drones 863. And for those of you that haven't seen it yet, let's just say I have a very special button for him. It's actually kind of funny. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the comedy. A little backstory there. As you see, it said cute and cuddly, just out of fun and just kind of jokingly. Drones 863 like to be funny and say, oh yeah, they're cute and cuddly. The gators are cute and cuddly. So it's like, oh, I need to make a button then. Yes. Stella, the one that can keep me in line on YouTube. There you go. That's my job, right? And I don't want anybody here to ever feel like left out or anything if you don't have a button. I'm sure that I probably won't be able to make a button for everyone. But, don't think that, the ones with buttons are more special and the ones without are less or something like that. It's just a fun side thing I thought about doing. And if I kind of get the thought of something, then I do it. So you never know. Any of you here that don't have a button yet, you might get one. You just never know. And Gemma, thank you for bringing that up again. I did see that you shared, and thank you for saying it again, because as you know, when we live stream, sometimes we see something and then forget to actually say it. And so Gemma, yes, Gemma's Journey was so kind. She has shared this out, and that is just wonderful. Mike says 863 is special. There you go. What kind of special are you talking? I guess we'll let that up to your own imagination. And he says, you know it, Mike. Yes, that's all fun. I like having you all here because I just want to provide basically a time for us all to be here, to smile, to laugh, to look for the positives. There is so much negative that can happen in life, be it our own health or our own injuries or just the crazy world, let's just say. The crazy world and all the things. So we're just here to enjoy a nice afternoon as what was I going to say? Oh, yes. Yeah, just enjoy this nice afternoon. And as a lot of you probably know, this originally was just me to try it one time, right? Because I wanted to have the challenge, because I got thinking that, yes, I've been on many panels, and then, of course, I've went live many times. But I got thinking about it. Every time I went live, I had a panel and or at least a co-host. So later last year, I was like, I feel like I need to do a live stream all by myself, at least one time, to mark it off the bucket list. And I did it. And you know what? It was so much fun, and people actually did turn up. I was like, what, one person going to come? I don't know. But I had to do it either way. Even if there was nobody here, I at least could say I did it for one whole hour all by myself. Okay, I'm done. But then I thought, why? Why do I have to be done? I actually survived. It was actually fun. And I'm doing it again. And I'm trying to most of the time I'm going to try to keep it scheduled on a Monday. Although I'm going to keep it somewhat flexible because I don't like to what do you call it? I don't want to be stressed, I guess. So in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, as I look at the week for YouTube, it's like, okay, Monday I release a video, which by the way, if you haven't watched my video today, yeah, you better go swim over there and go watch it. It's very delicious. Anyways, I'm committed to, and this is how I started YouTube. I didn't want to overwhelm myself, but I wanted a schedule. So I was like, okay, every Monday I'll put out a video. And at first it was random to the time, but nowadays it's every Monday at noon, my video goes out. I schedule it so it goes out as soon as YouTube decides to do its thing, and ta-da, it's there. And then, of course, live stream started with my co-host. I see you, Joseph. Just hold on a second, and I will do your button. Anyways, and then, of course, I started the avenue of doing live streams with my co-host on Thursdays. I think the first time was maybe on a different day, but we set up on doing it on Thursdays. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, I'm only committed to, for sure, doing a Monday video, one Monday video at that, I should say, and our 4-hour show. Now, of course, I added this, most Mondays I'll be doing this, probably around this time, right? Most of the time. And then, of course, a lot of times I'm the co-host with Toy Man's Bar and Grill. Every once in a while, I might have a bonus video, or I might have an announcement. Sometimes we go live on Saturday, and sometimes we're crazy and we go live for 24 hours, like for New Year's. So what I'm trying to say is I try to not over stress myself. So it's basically, I'm committed to one video on Monday and my 4-hour live stream on Thursday. And if that's all I got done this week, I did good. But a lot of times there tends to be maybe more, but in my mind, it just feels better if I'm not committed for sure to more than that. The other thing I've done, which, let's see. Yeah, which I'll tell you in a moment, because I really, really want to push this button for Joseph Grohl. And then we will continue with my other thought that I've been doing to help be less pressured, I guess, in regards to video making. So here you go. Joseph Grohl is in the house. Woo, 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 woo. Joseph Grohl is in the house. Woo, 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 woo. Yeah. There you go, Joseph Grohl. Thank you so much for being here. It's awesome to see each and every one of you. Gemma says she's been writing new poems. That's really nice. I'm just looking over at the chat here quick. Okay, now back to me talking about videos. Now, when I first was doing videos, I was doing videos basically, it seemed like over the weekend, right before Monday. There was even a time I did a cooking video all on Monday. Oh, that was terrible. Meaning I videotaped me cooking, and videotaping takes time already, right? I'm cooking from scratch. And then I was doing the editing that day also. And then, of course, producing it and uploading it and making a thumbnail. And it was so exhausting and stressful. It's like, no, I'm never, ever doing that ever again. If it's like a big video anyways. I mean, if it's a small one, like a little blurb, I mean, that's okay. But like an actual big cooking video, especially, no. It is way too much. I got nothing else done that day. So then I was like, okay, if I can at least get that video done, at least recorded on the weekend, and then maybe uploaded on Sunday, and then, then it can release on Monday. And that was better. But then I know I've heard other people talk about, I think it was our friend Nora, who's Northern Ohio Railroad Action. He is one that always did the scheduling, I think, or for the most part. And at first I had this joy of like pushing the release button. It was something about that. But you know what? I really like that scheduled feature. That really does help. Because what I do nowadays, if I have something I can videotape, ahead of time or well, I guess it would be ahead of time either way. But if I find something to videotape, if it's all of a sudden that day I want to cook, I videotape it and then I can work on it when I'm able to. And then basically, what I've been doing is I've been doing more videos at times, and then I schedule them out. Does that make sense? So, like the video you saw today was actually scheduled, I think, a couple weeks ago. And then I actually have at least, I think, 2 more videos that are 2 or maybe 3. I'd have to look again. I have 2 or 3 more Mondays that are already done. So then every time I do a bigger main Monday video, I just schedule it out. And then I don't have to worry about it. So that's wonderful. So I don't know how you all like to do your videos. If you put out like a scheduled video, but that really, really, really helped me. It really reduced the stress because then I can work on the videos more so when I want, not feel pressured, and then schedule them out, and then I don't have to think about it. So thus far, I think the most ahead I went with scheduling my main Monday videos was like a month. So, what was that? I think it was January. I think we were still in December, and I had all of January already scheduled out for my Monday videos, and it felt like such a relief. And then, there might have been some bonus videos in there. Of course, we still have our live streams, and of course, I have lots of things I do here just in life, right? So, anyways, if any of you get stressed at all in regards to video making and wonder how to figure that out, just maybe schedule them out, and then you feel like you're ahead. You don't feel like you're drowning. I have to play this button because a special someone decided to be in our stream, I see. And even though they're there for bad reasons, or they just have a lot of time on their hand, thank you for being here. You're another view. Thank you. And here you go. Here's your special little video just for you. You know what? It's fun when they come in because you know me. I really love pushing buttons, so it just gives me an opportunity to push another button. Yay! It kind of makes me think of phone calls. I don't know if any of you ever get spam phone calls, Probably never, right? Just the fishy gets fishy phone calls, right? I'm just kidding. I'm sure most, if not all of you, have had or still are having those wonderful spam, who knows who's calling phone calls. Now, myself, I don't answer a phone call if I don't know who it is. If it's not my contacts and I don't actually see a name, I don't usually answer unless I'm expecting a call from, let's say, the hospital or something. That's a little different. But if I'm not expecting a call, I usually let it ring through. And then if it's actually somebody that's actually important, I'll find out in the voice messages if they take the time to do so. Anyway, on my phone, which is my cell phone, I just put down some of my favorite music. And that's wonderful because then I'm more thankful that they're calling. Instead of actually being anguished and upset that they're calling, I'm actually grateful and happy they're calling. You know why? Because then I get to hear my most favorite songs and I get to do the fishy dance and they can call all they want. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Come on, spammers, call me, call me, call me. So I think that's like life, though. It's all in how you deal with it. It's all in how you put your mind to it. I could be frustrated and angry and have high blood pressure because these stupid spammers are calling my phone. Or I could put some wonderful, beautiful music on it and thank them every time they call because I actually got to hear the whole song. Because think about it, if I put my favorite song on and one of my friends call or a family member that I'm actually going to call or that I'm actually going to answer because I know who it is, it's a little bit disappointing because I can't listen to the whole song, right? So remember that if you have a cell phone, put on your favorite song. They even have like little funny sayings and comedy. There's all kinds of options you can put on your phone nowadays if you have a cell phone, that is. And maybe that is the case with home lines now too. I just know in the past when it was an actual home line that I had and it just did the ring, 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 when it was a spammer at that point, it was annoying because it was just like ring, 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 ring for no reason, right? But with the cell phone anyway, you could put on anything you want. It could be a positive message, it could be a song. Just put something positive and nice in there, and you get to listen to the whole thing while they try to call you. Unless you want to talk to them, then go ahead. But that's how I deal with it. And it brings me joy. I do see that Lady C is here in the house. Lady C, it's so wonderful to see you. How are you doing? And hanging with Mr. J is here also. It is so good to see everyone. You know what I haven't done today? I haven't even looked at the weather. But even without looking at the weather on my phone, which I'm doing right now, I know that it's a little bit warmer out because I see drippy drip outside my window. So it has to be a bit warmer. Oh, geez. It is a bit warmer. You know what I got to do after this live stream? I'll be streaming for about an hour. I mean, if we have more people come in or if I get long-winded on something, it might go longer. It usually does. But I do see that it is a balmy 43 degrees outside. And I'm talking in Fahrenheit. 43. Are you kidding me? That's like a heat wave. That's like swimming suit weather. Or it sure feels like it when you're coming out of winter, right? Because I have to say that going into weather, me included, I'm not going to exclude myself, but we all tend to complain like, oh, it's only 60, 50, 40, 30. You know, as we go down, we complain more and more. But at that same, it could be 43 degrees last fall slash winter, whatever time of the year it is, you know, going from summer into fall into winter, and we will have almost a heart attack over that, right? Like, oh, it's so cold, and we're like shaking, and this is where I live anyways, because it gets down to the, like, you know, it could get to like negative who knows what, right? Like negative 10 or worse in Fahrenheit, of course. So that's way worse than 40 something degrees positive, but still at the time we're not used to that. We went from like 80 or 70 or maybe even 60 degrees. And then, you know, now we're complaining because it's only 40. And then it just gets colder yet. And then we deal and survive winter somehow. And then on the other end, like today, it's a heat wave. We're like, wow, it's a whole 40 degrees. Woo! Hallelujah! Right? We're so excited. But do we realize that's the very same number that we were complaining about last year? Does that make any sense? It's all in our mind frame, isn't it? Oh, that's just funny. But no, now that I see this, and I knew it was getting warmer out because I saw the drippy drippies and it looked like a little less snow outside. Yeah, it's nice outside for this time of year. So I definitely need to go outside, at least for a little bit, to get some fresh air. A little bit more pleasant today than it has been. So yeah, what is the weather where you're at? I do see that Toyman's Bar and Grill says it's 27 degrees Fahrenheit where he is at. Of course, he is talking in Canada. So go ahead, let me know. You can let me know what the weather is for you. Like here, it is overcast at the moment. Excuse me. Apparently, the fishy has to burp a little bit or belch or whatever that was. But yeah, it's a balmy 43 degrees Fahrenheit. Snow is melting a bit. There is no sun. That would add to it, you know? That'd be nice if the sun was out. But it isn't. It's just a cloudy, overcast type of day. And that's okay, though. It is warmer out still for this time of year, which is very nice. I'm very grateful for that. Anyway, so yeah, how is it for you? And it's not windy here either, so that's nice. So yeah, is it sunny? Is it windy? Sunny, or I should say, is it sunny? Is it cloudy? Is it windy? Is it just still? Is it hot? Is it cold? All the things. Let me know. How is it going? How's the weather? And while you're thinking about that, you can go ahead and type that in if you wish. And Gemma, I saw you say you're going to send me some of your poems. I did see that earlier on, and I would be quite grateful for that. I really enjoy reading your poems. You're very, very good at that. Just so you know, you are talented. You are using your talents wisely. All of us have talents. Did you know that? Sometimes it might take a bit for us to find our talent, maybe. Or maybe we don't think we have a talent, but we usually do. Well, all of us do. We all do, actually. We just have to find it and then do it, right? Make sure you do your talents that you're good at. Gemma said it's cold here in the UK. It's about 7 degrees Celsius, which is 47 for you. Okay, so you're relatively about where I'm at then. I mean, a little warmer, but relatively about the same temp then. Nice. So yes, it is cold, but it's better than something worse, right? I see that Nora has swam in. Oh, thank you, Nora, for being here. Oh, before I say this, though, or actually before I click the button, I would like to say that Hanging with Mr. J says it's 37 degrees and windy in Jersey. I saw this. Yes. Thank you, Gemma. Gemma says, thank you, sis. You're very talented, too. Yeah, I think we all should use our talents because, well, for one, I would think it would make us happy. It makes me happy when I take the time to use my talents. And it benefits other people normally, I would say, right? So it makes us happy, makes other people happy or maybe helps them in some way. And it just would seem like a waste of life not to. So make sure if there's things that you want to do, things that you're good at, things things that would make you very happy. Don't let anything stop you. Go for it. Do it right now. Come on. No more waiting. No more excuses. Do it right this minute. Right now. Do it now. You can do it. Anyways, before I get carried away with something else. Gemma. You funny. So before I do something else, I gotta find a button. There it is. Here is Nora's button. It's quite amusing. There you go. Oh, I know what I didn't do. Which one do I want to click on first? I think I'm going to click this one, then that one. Okay, here you go. If you're happy and you know it, clap your fins. If you're happy and you know it, clap your fins. If you're happy and you know it, then your face should surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your fins. All right, let's do that again with some music. Look at that. Get fish office, get fish office, yeah. I just need to take the time to actually put the music to that. I just haven't yet. But it's kind of fun to, push different buttons with the music. Like that could be Toyman's Bar and Girl, tapping on the drum there. And of course, this is supposed to be Nora dancing. Kind of a cute little puppy dog, right? Hopefully you can still hear me. I know I have the music on, but I won't be leaving it on for long. And then here's me playing piano. It's just some fun stuff to do. That's all. So, there you go. A fun little spot in our show, right? So we'll turn off the music and Nora, you gotta stop dancing. I turned the music on or off. What am I saying? Nora, you need to stop dancing. I turned the music off. There we go. Now I can speak if I slow down a little. Oh, Gemma. Okay. I didn't know if you were like trying to emphasize to people like, come on, get your stuff done right now. Let's go. It was funny either way. You're good, Gemma. You're good. Yes. Yes. So yes, please, if there's anything you've ever wanted to do, or maybe you used to do, or you want to now do it. What's going to stop you? Right? Just do it. Okay, I'll give you an example. When I was younger, I had many years of piano lessons that my parents kindly had me do. Now, I'm guesstimating it was around like 10 years of piano lessons that I took. And then I went to college and other things occurred in life, right? I just got busy and I didn't set aside time for what I really love to do. And one of those things was to play the piano. Now, so I set that aside and just focused on other things in life, and that was it. And some of you have already heard this story before, but why not? I'll talk about it again. Anyways, it was like 6 to 7 years ago that I got injured by a cow. And so I was on crutches and couldn't really do much in the house, right? I was very upset that day, originally, because it was like the first day in a long while that I was actually going to be home all day, and I had it planned out, all the things I was going to get done, but I kind of needed my legs and my feet and to be able to walk and not be in pain to do these things. But to tell you the truth, after I kind of basically thought about it after a bit, I would say within an hour or so of having my fit or whatever was going on, right? I didn't get my way. And this was in the morning also. So basically I was going to move the cow to let this person come and AI her, which means artificially inseminate her, which means try to make her get pregnant. Okay. And then she ended up, because she was in heat and hormonal, she wanted to give me a big hug, and the big hug didn't work out. And I ended up with sprains and broken bones. But anyway, so I was in the house, and, when we don't get our way of what we had planned, we can kind of have a pity party or have a fit or however you want to look at it until we calm down and just have to refocus, rethink, reprogram our mind to what we're thinking about, right? Because there's always something you can do. Just have to quit focusing on the things you can't do. So at the time, I was not going to be able to super clean my house or whatever things I wanted to do in that sorts. No. But I thought of all the things I wanted to do that I kept putting to the side because I was too busy. And some of those things included these things: reading my Bible. Also, I had notes I had taken from reading my Bible in the past that for some reason I felt like I wanted to type them out. I suppose then they look neater, more professional, and then I could look back at my notes and my thoughts when I was reading different passages in the Bible. But I was one of those, I'll do that one day when I don't have anything better to do. So they kind of sat to the side forever and ever, right? Collected dust. Maybe never would have been done, ever, because I was always putting it to the side. So anyways, I had a lot more time to read the Bible like I wanted. I was able to type up all of those notes. I was able to sit down at my piano and find my piano again, because it had been like 10 to 15 years. So I basically got the rust off my fingers. It's kind of like riding a bicycle. You can do it again. It's just figuring it out again. Just smoothing it out, right? And that was a blessing in disguise. If I hadn't been injured by the cow, I don't know if I would have touched the piano to this day. There would have been just excuses. I had a piano, and it was pretty tuned and stuff. I just really didn't take the time to touch it. And then, I don't know about you, but after a while, when you know that you probably aren't as good as you used to be, then we kind of just don't want to try it again. Maybe a little bit. Anyways, so I found my piano again that day, which I'm very thankful for. Another thing would be art or drawing. I used to draw all the time. So piano and drawing growing up were like enjoyable stress relievers, right? That was fun. And then life happened and then I didn't do them. But I found those again. And in regards to like art, I've been doing more of that nowadays again. And some of that I've been doing, let's see. Well, I know that's a tiny picture, but there in the corner, me on the piano and Toy Man's Bar and Grill on the drums. That is a drawing I drew. I think it was one of my first ones I drew last year when I started doing the drawing again. And then another one I drew was this one. I did that. Yeah, that's supposed to resemble or represent, Toy Man's Bar and Grill and I for our show on Thursday. Kind of a funny, like, oh, Toy Man caught the fish. I don't know. It was just a funny thing I thought that I could do. So, yeah. So, oh, and I know there's the newest one. Let me find it. Here we go. This is the newest piece of art that I just did. And for anybody here that doesn't know, Sam's World actually won the giveaway. So he will be receiving a t-shirt and then a copy of this drawing along with I will sign it. So anyways, this is the newest one. Now I have in the works of making a drawing of Nora sitting on a train in cartoon. So it'll be kind of cartoonish, kind of like this, right? It'll be cartoonish. But it'll be him on a train is the thought, because he really loves trains. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Oh, I see Moose Gal has swam in. Hi, Moose Gal. How are you doing? It's so good to see you. So anyway, so I guess I basically shared some stories there with you of things that I used to love to do that I kind of let go to the wayside until more recently. Like my piano, I basically had started finding my piano again about 7 years ago. And then, of course, I've been doing a lot more of the piano in the last year or so of doing my own music. Probably the last 2 years, actually. Which that has really been fun. And then what else? Oh, and then, of course, like I say, then there are new things a person can always dive into. For me, last year, a new thing would be starting actually doing content, like videos online. I have done videos before for just myself, for my family, but I have also done videos for functions and events locally for people. I had never done anything online before last year, but I did. I was the videographer for a wedding a couple years ago, and that went really well. I had 4 video cameras at the time, and I also borrowed I borrowed my brother, basically. I borrowed my brother who had a drone so he could do some drone footage, and that was really cool. Hi, Scrapper Wolf. Yeah, that was really cool. And then the editing was my favorite part. It took forever. It took probably about a month of whenever I had time to edit. It took me about a month to edit that wedding video. And the end result was 1 hour condensed wedding video. So that tells you how much time or how many hours of footage or whatever it was that I had to go through. But they loved it so much because I was paid to do this, right, for the wedding. And they loved the end result so much. It was even better than they ever anticipated, that they actually had given me, I think it was another $100 on top of what they already graciously had given me, that was wonderful. They were happy. I was happy. It was great. I'm going to push a button and then we will talk some more. It's so good to see Scrapper Wolf here, so I need to scroll down in my fishy room here and look for, oh, this very nice button. There we go. Anyways, while I'm talking about my, well, I'm going to tell you about things that I've never attempted before that I want to attempt. Feel free to type in the chat and let me know what you want to do again. Or, okay, well, it could be 3 things, right? Maybe it's something you want to do again that you love to do and you just haven't done in a while. Maybe it's something you are currently doing that you love. Or is there something you've always wanted to do and you just haven't taken the time to do it yet? Write it in the chat. Let me know. And maybe you can do that. Or just let us know what you're already doing, right? Now, myself, sorry, I had a little sneeze there. Anyways, Scrapper Wolf gets excited about the button. That's good. Anyways, I've never done like 2D or 3D animation type of stuff. I've always thought it was really neat because, see, I already enjoy art and being creative. So I like drawing on an actual piece of paper and coming up with different drawings with, with pencils and markers and colored pencils and such. And I really, really like putting videos together because to me that's like motion art. That's what it is, right? So it's like art alive. So I really think it's cool what I can capture, and then all the little effects you can put with it. And then I can do voiceover sometimes. It's just really cool what you can come up with. And then of course you got like, well, music. That's art in itself. It's an art you can listen to. But anyway, something I haven't really dived into yet, but I would like to, and I'm working on it, is 3D animation, or at least 2D, right? Some kind of animation. And my plan is to keep learning. I'm learning about a program called Blender. And the nice thing about YouTube is that there's a lot of information there about Blender or any topic you want to learn. It's a lot of it is just right there at your fingertips and it's absolutely free. It's just the commitment of doing it. And that's where I'm trying to get more into the habit of right now, because I was on a roll at one point and then I kind of got sick in the tooth and all these other excuses, right? But and no internet. I mean, that makes it a little difficult to watch anything. Anyways, I got to get myself into a habit again. I like writing out a schedule each day and then kind of, well, it's more of a block system. Is it called a block schedule or a block system, I think, where you block out basically a time frame. So it's not like, well, unless it's a meal, that might be an actual time. But if you have a block system, you can be like, well, between 3 and 6, let's try to do this and this and this and this. It kind of gives you flexibility. So if it happens at 3 or if it happens at 5 or 4, there's flexibility, but at least you kind of pinpoint to a certain time of the day that you're going to try to dive into it. Anyway, so that is something that I've been trying to get in a habit of doing more frequently because it's free and I want to learn it. I don't have to go to college to learn how to do it. They have all the things right here on YouTube. And I already have the program itself downloaded. It's free. It's just doing it. And I started, and it's really cool. I mean, it's just figuring out. That's all it is. It's figuring out what all the buttons do, and it's a learning process. But once I get that figured out enough, and I'm going to make a little skit, basically, of Toyman and I. That'll be like the first animation. It'll be some kind of animation of Toyman and I. And I haven't decided yet if I'll be a Fishy character or if I'm going to actually be that long haired blonde lady like I did in my cartoon picture, like here in the corner. I know it's kind of dinky, but I haven't decided that yet, but I haven't gotten far enough to have to worry about it yet. I see a family member is calling. They always seem to forget I'm live streaming. Well, actually, they might have forgot about today. It is Monday. That's okay. So that's exciting. Anybody else here like doing animation or have hoped to? Oh, I see. Captain Jerk is here. Oh, send a can of spam. That's funny. Well, Captain Jerk is here, so you know what that means. I must scroll down to the fishy room again. And I have a wonderful little button for Captain Jerk.
I am the insurmountable, inflappable, and incalculable and incorrigible Captain Jerk.
Well, there you go. Yep, he's very creative. Hi, Lauren. Good to see you here. And Roy is here too. Wow, cool. Good to see everyone here. I hope you're all doing well. But yeah, that's something, I guess, to keep an eye out for. You know, I want to do animations. I want to do well at it, but I'm going to have to start somewhere, right? So right now I'm learning, and once I've learned enough, it may not be that great, but I'm going to do it because I want to and I can. Why not? And yeah, I'm just excited. I know Toyman, my co-host, is excited too because this new year is bringing on new opportunities. And some of the opportunities are some sponsors. We have one sponsor already for our channel. We have another one in the works that's probably will be active by the end of the week. So we're really excited about that too. And a lot of that, I have to say, we have to thank you all for that too, because you help make this work. Did you know that? If I didn't have my wonderful friends here, I'd be nothing. If we didn't have our wonderful friends at the Thursday show, we'd be nothing. I mean, come on. You are a huge part of this all working out like this. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you to all of you. Roy said I would like to go into freehand drawing, sketching. See, that's what I do. I love doing that. That's how I did all my drawings. I've never really done anything digitally online thus far, other than the 3D with the blender. Now that's the start of online stuff. But anytime I've done drawings, it's just been from scratch on a sheet of paper. That's it. I see that Puppy Breath is here. And Puppy Breath is here. Good to see you. Yeah, it's good to see everyone here. Why am I out of breath today? I don't know. But here, look at this. Look at this. See, I like playing around with things, even with just like graphics and just different animations of, well, not animations, but effects, I guess would be the word. Different effects. It's fun. La 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 la. Oh, here. I see the graphics, just like M. Peppy Rose said. I really like the graphics, and then that's why I'm looking forward to doing animation. It's going to be so much fun. Here's one more just little video for you guys to look at. This is a reminder of my goals for this year. Some of them are things I'm already doing. Some of them I haven't done yet, and I'm looking forward to it. All right, there we go. So, yeah, that's kind of just an overview of some things I would like to do. Like Saved by the Bell. Uh-huh. Yeah, myself. I tend to injure myself quite easily sometimes. I just stubbed my toe. It's like, what is up with my toe? Oh well. So now I'm gonna go wow 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 wow. Yep, I'm gonna cry if I want to because I can. It's my party. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, I know. I know what I can tell you. Oh, before I tell you though, I need to say hi to Cooking with Stefan and Jacqueline. It is so good to see you here. I do hope you are doing well and feeling well. But yes, today in regards to food, we all love talking about food. I was just reading what you say there, Captain. You so funny. Anyway, uh, food. Yes, food. Stay focused now. Yes, food. I was going to say that I don't know if you guys saw my video that I put out. It's been a little bit since it's been out, but I made some salads in jars today, like in a mason jar. And depending on how much salad you go through, you can put it in a pint jar or a quart jar. And the thought is, you put it in there and then you put a lid on it and put it in the fridge, and it should last up to like 4 days or so. So just figure about how many salads you'll have within that 4 to 5 days, maybe. It depends on how fresh the ingredients are, right? And all that. Because you want to be able to keep it fresh and yummy so then you can eat it. You don't want to eat it rotten, of course. But yeah, it stays very nice for sure for like 4 days. And lately I've been just putting it in a pint jar because sometimes I'm not hungry enough, I guess, to eat a whole quart. And if I'm more hungry, I could always open up another pint jar. But it's up to you. Now, the wide mouth is better in regards to trying to eat it right out of the jar. But a regular mouth mason jar works too, or a canning jar, however you want to refer to it. But I would say that if it's a regular, Captain said you can keep a fart in a jar. Well, you can't eat that, so I don't think I'll do that. Anyway, well, or I wouldn't want to. Anyway, weird topic. Anyways, if you have a regular, sized jar, the mouth of it, a lot of times you can just dump it out into a bowl, but it's all ready. It's all prepped. It's all, cut up and everything. So if you go watch my video, which Toyman or Nora, if you want, if you have time, you could put the link to that in the stream, I suppose. Otherwise, just go to my channel and look up salad in a jar, I think is how I refer to it as. Yeah. And the thought is, the big thing is put the dressing first into the jar. So that would be the first ingredient at the bottom of the jar. The next ingredients would be more like your more solid, I guess would be the word, more solid vegetables. So things like carrots, maybe, and such, right? And then if you're going to have like cooked meat and stuff, you could have that in there too. But you basically want to put all the things in. And then lastly, if you're going to have lettuce, you don't have to. I know there's certain people here that don't like lettuce, and that's fine. I have actually done it before where I just fill a jar with just, what was it? I think it was like cucumbers, celery, and carrots. And just had chopped them up and had the, and that's fine too. You don't have to have lettuce. But if you do have lettuce, like a traditional salad, make sure that is at the very last ingredient. That's at the very tippy top. So the thought is dressing way at the bottom, and then other vegetables in between, and maybe some meat or seeds or beans or whatever in between, and then the salad at the top. So that way the salad is as far away as possible from the salad dressing, because if the salad dressing and the lettuce meet, the salad will kind of get wilty and go bad sooner, right? That's what happens. And I do see that Christy is here, and Christy most kindly has shared this out. Sharing is caring, folks. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Another announcement, I should say, which I probably said earlier on, but why not? I can say it again, is that I did have, yeah, I know I did. Anyways, I did have a video that did go out earlier today because each and every Monday at noon my time, so 12 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time, I have a video that gets released, and today it was spaghetti in a crock pot. Yes, spaghetti in a crock pot. I have tested it out twice with my crock pot, and it worked out excellent. I came across a recipe and I followed it, and it worked. Now, everybody's crock pot is going to be different because I have heard, that is, because I have an older crock pot, but I have heard that the newer ones are that they run warmer or hotter than the traditionally older crock pots. So for my crock pot, I ran it on high for like 5 to 6 hours and it was perfect. Okay, it was a perfect spaghetti dinner. Now, if you have a newer one, then you might want to either put it on low for that long or maybe have it on high, but have it for it would have to be a lesser time. Hold on a second. Sorry about that. I was like, kind of got choking on just myself, I guess. So I had to just, get it out. Get it out. But anyway, if you have a newer crock pot, you just need to get to know your crock pot, I think. So instead of 6 hours on high, maybe it would be 3 hours on high heat. Or maybe you could do it 5 hours on low heat or 6 hours on low heat. That's the bad thing, I guess, with the newer and the older crock pots. They're not all the same. Although everybody's oven is going to be a little bit different too. So, anyway, for me, with my crock pot, like I say, 5 to 6 hours on high was perfect, on high heat. But I got my crock pot, I could be wrong, but I think I got my crock pot like 16 years ago or better. So it's not that new. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, it's really nice. Now, if you're able to have it run for like the 6 hours, let's say, once you figure out if it needs to be on high, low, or whatever, the nice thing, the beautiful thing about it is if you need to go and, I don't know, go to work or this or that, and if you're gone for about that time, right? Especially maybe the newer ones. Do they actually like turn off when the time's up? I don't know. But my thought is if you have to go do some errands or if you're out and about and when you get home, you're going to be too tired to want to make a nice meal instead of grabbing for things you shouldn't. That's the nice thing about the crock pot. So, and that was the thought behind that, I guess. And it's convenient. You basically throw all the stuff in, put the cover on, and set it to whatever you think, and you forget about it, right? And so it's convenient. Yes, it might be in there possibly up for 6 hours, but it's wonderful if you don't want to have to think about it later. Even if you're not going anywhere, because the times when I did it, I started it like in the, I suppose later morning or something, and then it's just done. and then you can just put it on warm. After you cook it, you can just leave it on warm. Or maybe it just goes to that. Anyway, it's just ready then for you whenever you want it. Nice, hot spaghetti ready to go. You didn't have to, do a bunch of different dishes. It's all in one dish. And yes, it cooks the noodles up and everything. So, yeah. I don't know, have anybody here really done a lot in a crock pot? I used to do more in the crock pot, and then I kind of got out of it. I even had considered getting rid of my crock pot because it was just, I had a spot for it, but I haven't used it. So I'm like, I kind of got into that mode of, should I get rid of it? I've actually used my Instant Pot a lot more than my crock pot because, well, it's instant, right? So if you forget about what you want for supper and you have a frozen steak or a frozen roast, you can stick it in the Instant Pot and it's done, depending on what it is. It can be done in a matter of minutes or it might be 2 hours. It depends if it's frozen or not frozen and how big of a piece of meat it is. But it's definitely done a lot sooner than it would have been if you put it in the oven or try to cook it in some other way. Because I did do that before, where I took definitely a solid, ice cold from the freezer piece of roast, I think it was. And I stuck it, a piece of roast. That's what it was, yes. A beef roast, and I stuck it in. And it basically was done in about an hour or an hour and a half, somewhere in there. But because it came from an older, tougher meat. It came from an older animal. So yes, it was definitely cooked and it was starting to fall apart, but I cooked it for basically 2 hours because that pressure helps break up tougher meat also. Captain uses his once a year. Same thing with the pressure cooker. I use my pressure cooker all the time. I primarily actually use it for rice nowadays, it seems like, because it's so easy. It's just equal parts of water and rice. And then I either put a little butter or oil in it, maybe, possibly. I don't always, but that's normally what I do. And then you just push the button and in 12 to 15 minutes of pressure, it's done. Now, of course, it has to go up to the pressure and then you can release it early. So it might be it could be closer to 20 minutes. But it's 20 minutes that I don't have to worry about it. It's not going to burn. It's just fine. Okay, so Stefan only uses the pressure cooker when he doesn't have time. Yeah, I always, like I say, I really like doing it with my rice. So lately, I might stick the rice into the Instant Pot and then I'll go and I'll bake my fish in the actual oven. And by the time the fish is done, the rice is done. So that's kind of nice. And I can go in the other room and do other things and don't have to supervise my rice. Now, the other way I could do my rice since the oven is on is I could do baked rice, that'd be another way. I do not like doing stovetop rice because I've not had very good luck with that. It just seems like it doesn't want to cook all the way or it wants to burn if all of a sudden I'm distracted. So baked rice or Instant Pot rice is definitely my favorite ways to do it. And Captain has little counter space. Yeah, that'll add to it, huh? And Puppy Breath, thank you so much for being here. Sorry if I've missed you already, but I see that you said you had to get going. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you all being here. And I do hope that you all were able to give a fins up or a thumbs up. That does mean a lot to me, and it does help out my channel. It lets YouTube know that you like what you see, so they'll make sure you are notified when I'm live. Of course, some people out there might give me a dislike because I don't want to see it anymore. The thing is, though, what people don't realize is giving a dislike doesn't actually hurt the channel. Some people think it does, but it doesn't. All a dislike does is, if we let our feelings get to us too much, we ourselves seeing a thumbs down might make us sad. This is true. but it doesn't hurt our channel at all. The thumbs up and thumbs down only tells YouTube if you want a lot of notifications from that channel or not very many, if at all. That's all it means. If you don't do an up or a down, so basically if you don't touch the thumbs up or thumbs down at all, then that hurts the channel. Food for thought, that's all. I know some people just think, oh, I'm going to give a thumbs down because, they're terrible. Well, thank you. Actually, that's helpful. It's helpful for my channel. It doesn't help you because, well, it would help you, I guess, if you don't like it. They won't show you. But it still is you're still leaving back feedback, which is still interaction. It's kind of like the news, right? Negative news is still news, and it still gets some publicity. It's all good. Roy says, all I got is a microwave, but I'm on the truck the most. Yeah, that's true. Could you have an Instant Pot in your truck? Then it probably wouldn't work, huh? I kind of wondered that at one point. Like last year when I went traveling to Montana for a sister's wedding, I had wondered, could I bring in my Instant Pot? Can you actually plug that into the actual vehicle, or would that ruin the vehicle? Because of I don't know. I never did too much research on that, but I didn't want to wreck anything, so I did not bring it along. But how convenient would that be if you're like camping or something and you're able to bring your Instant Pot? That'd be kind of cool. Royce has 110 outlets. And you have an inverter. Oh, right. So you need an inverter. Is that what it is? Sorry about that. Yes, so 110 outlets and have an inverter. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that is what you would need, right? And the inverter is what you need for that, I think. I don't know. Yeah, okay. Sarah Ann is wondering, anyone canning anything good lately? And welcome, Sarah, by the way. Myself, I have not been doing any canning, just cooking and YouTube stuff. Have you? Have you been canning, Sarah? Yeah, typically if I do some canning, it'll probably be, after the season of having, or during the season. During the season and after the season of having things in the garden. So that would be more of like a summer, fall project typically for me. But I do know that people, you can can any time of the year, of course. But I guess I don't typically. Yeah, I'm sure there's things around here that I could be. I have to say this though, to anybody here that doesn't know what it is, you have to go check out freeze dryer, I think it's called. Oh, those things look like they would be wonderful. You can preserve food for I think they said it's for like up to 25 years that it stays good. It's freeze dried. So like if you went to the store in the camping section, I suppose, they have those packets that are just dry and you just add hot water to it. A lot of people, and it's not very heavy in weight because all the water has been taken out of it. It's been freeze dried basically. And then, people use that for camping or thinking, oh, what if kind of stuff, right? Yeah, I was watching a channel earlier today of a video and she was freeze drying. What was it? I think it was like beef stew maybe and chicken noodle soup. That's just amazing. Yes, Sarah, they are very expensive though. That's the downside. But yeah, it's just really, it's like mind-boggling. It's neat, but mind-boggling of thinking about putting your stew just in like a jar or a bag and, you seal it up and you put like a little, what is that thing called? You stick that one thing in there so if any moisture did get into it, it doesn't, right? It goes into the little gadget, I'll just call it, that you put in there. I'm at a loss of words at the moment. But Isn't it weird to think of, oh, I can put some meat or eggs or things that normally you think it's gotta be canned or it's gotta be frozen or it's gotta be refrigerated. But yeah, that's the downside though. It's like those freeze dryers are a lot of money. I know there's some people that will like go in on one together. So it could be like a few family members or a few friends, and that could work. The only problem is, I suppose, is trying to figure out who gets it when and how long and all that kind of stuff. And I could see that um, turning into, I don't know, a fight potentially. But at first, it might work out nice. Yeah, oh, okay. It's an oxygen absorber. Oh, okay. Okay. That's what it is. All right. Thank you, Captain Jerk, for being here. Yeah, freeze-dried foods is the way to go for long-term food storage. Yeah, because think about it, your canned goods can only go for so long, technically, right? And everything. But if you freeze dry, yes, the initial cost is thousands of dollars, probably, just like Sarah said. I know I looked at it in the past and I was like, whoa, that's a lot of money. But you can preserve things for like up to 25 years. And who knows? I mean, maybe you could actually, maybe there's other people that would want certain foods freeze dried, but they don't want to, and they want it maybe freeze dried more fresh, and they don't want, or it's a unique because of their diet, maybe, but they don't want to buy the machine because, well, who can afford a machine? So I'm sure that's a way you could maybe glean a little bit of money back, is if you could actually, sell foods that you did and then sell it to somebody, right? You could do that, I suppose. But yeah, I do know of let's see. Well, I watched that one show and she did it. I do personally know of at least one person I can think of in my real life right here that she has one. And yes, it's very expensive, but her husband knew that she would use it, or that they would use it. And he, if I'm thinking correctly, he had gifted it to her for like her birthday or something like that, knowing that she would actually cherish that. I mean, some people be like, oh yeah, more work for me, or oh wow, that's a lot of money. But she's actually always wanted one, and he actually was so sweet and got her one. And yeah, they've definitely made a lot of use out of it. It's amazing to how much food, let's just say, how much food you can put into, like, if you're going to put in a jar, it's amazing how much food you can actually get in there once it's been freeze dried. I can't remember how many. Seems to me it was several dozen eggs that could fit into a jar. I remember her telling me how amazed she was. For some reason, I want to say it was like something crazy, like 13 dozen or something, but don't quote me on that. I'd have to look it up. There was a lot of eggs, though, that could go, like scrambled eggs, that could go into a jar. And the interesting thing was, she wanted to see how it was when she first got it. And she told me the experiment. They had freeze-dried eggs, and I don't know if they let it sit for a while or what, but they did try rehydrating them later. And she said, it is so weird, she said. You'd think maybe they would taste a little different, or the texture would be different, or something. But apparently the texture was the same, and the taste was just like the day she scrambled up those eggs. It really preserves them, right? Like it freezes them in time. Maybe it'd be a way to put it, right? It's a freeze dryer. It freezes them right at that moment. And like Sarah is saying, it keeps more nutrition than dehydration. Right. Right. That would make sense. Because it's a long process from what I gather, but it's not gonna heat it up like a dehydrator. So that's probably why it doesn't destroy everything as much. Okay. Somebody that sells a lot of freeze-dried food. Okay. Yep. Oh, Gil Skills is here. Guess what? I get to push another button. But yeah, Sarah, I know that thing is like really, really expensive, but it's like, that would be a dream. Can you imagine all the things you can make? And you can put it up and it will be okay for up to 25 years. And you could use it sooner than later, or just have some for later just in case. I mean, it's nice to have nice foods just because. It's there, it's convenient, but there's always those what if times, scenarios, and wouldn't that be so nice? Anyways, Gill Skills, here is your button. Yeah, it's gonna be funny, Gill Skills, and say, yeah, hey, yeah, why are you so late? How dare you? No, it's kidding. You are here. You're just fashionably late. You're just fine. I'm still on, so you're not late. You'd be late if I was over, right? If I was done. But yeah, wouldn't that be really nice, Sarah, to have one of those? I know that, like I said, I know they're extremely expensive, but I suppose a person can always keep their eyes peeled. Maybe there'll be somebody at some point that has a used one that works just fine. They just don't want it anymore. That's always a possibility, I would say. You never know. Ah, yeah, that happens there, Gill Skills. Had to pick up my daughter's car from the mechanic. Well, yeah, that's important. It's all good. As you know, I'm just being silly. I'm just giving you a hard time, but for real though. You know that life things have to come first, and that's okay. That goes for all of us. We have real deal, right here, right now, moments in our life that we have to take care of first. All right, Sarah, thanks for being here. Scrapper Wolf says, oh no, it's Gill Skills. Yeah, exactly, Scrapper Wolf. Those meals are good to eat and they last a very long time. Like I said, it's like 25 years, I say, and who knows, maybe they could last longer. Maybe they don't necessarily go bad, but like some things, maybe they just start to not taste as fresh or something after a while. Maybe they might start tasting a little old, but I have a feeling that they probably don't really go bad for probably a while longer than 25 years. Probably. But that's still a long time, isn't it? I see we have 9 wonderful people here in the stream. It's nice to see all of you. Do any of you here have any things that you, like I was talking about earlier, do you have things in your life that you used to do that you wish you could do again? Do you have things you're doing now, or maybe things you would like to do? Like we were saying earlier, if there are things that you want to do that make you happy, you should do it and do it now. Don't let anything stop you. And definitely, if you have talents, which, like I said, all of us have talents. So when I say if, that's a mistake because we all have talents. All our talents can be a little bit different, but we definitely all have talents. I mean, some of us are good at, I don't know, some of us are good at speaking. Some of us are good at art. Some of us, I don't know, there's just so many things. Some people are a whiz at like studying things, and they can get so smart. Everybody is different, but that's a good thing. That makes the world go round. Here's something interesting that maybe I hadn't said yet. I can't remember. I'm having a Dory moment. Anyways, starting more so this year, because I did start in the past and I kind of quit. And now I start again this year. Another one of my goals, I guess, is I decided I wanted to learn another language. Now, this other language would not probably be a very common language for most people to go and learn. And I will tell you what it is, and then I guess you can let me know if you thought if this is what you thought I was learning. Probably won't. But you see, in my genealogy, in my heritage, I'm mostly German. I have a little bit of Norwegian, and just a dash. I can't speak now. A dash. There we go. And a dash of Dutch. So mostly German, Norwegian, and then a dash of Dutch. And I think that now they've said that we have some like French in us, and there could be other things too. But that's what we know of. Well, for some reason, I always thought it was so cool that I had a little Dutch in me. And yeah, it might not be much, but there's a little Dutch in me. Anyway, I've met a couple wonderful YouTube friends, and they speak Dutch, and that kind of like re-inspired me to think about maybe I could learn it because it's. I started to look at it, and it didn't seem like their language would be too difficult to learn because some of the words are really similar to English or vice versa, however you want to look at it. And so I did start looking into it and doing it in the past, but then it didn't last very long. I just kind of got busy and it didn't get into a habit. That's what happened. So now this year, I've been very committed to every day of committing myself to learning Dutch for 5 minutes a day. I know that doesn't sound like much, but I figure if I put too much of time on it that I have to do, I'm not going to do it. So I told myself I'm only going to make myself do at least 5 minutes a day. And I'm using a free program called Duolingo. It's fun. It shows you the words and it has you try to speak the words and lots. It's really good. It's actually really good. So if you have a language you want to learn, go to Duolingo. And that isn't. This isn't sponsored or anything. Just so you know, I'm just letting you know. But no, Duolingo is awesome. So they ask you when you sign up to do it for a language. They ask you how many minutes a day do you want to dedicate to learning. And I put down 5 minutes because they have different ones. It's like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. You can pick. And then they'll let you know if you met your goal. And I figured, okay, I'm going to say 5 minutes. And if I have more time, I might be doing 30 minutes some days just because I get into it. It's fun and I have time. But I'm only going to commit myself to at least 5 minutes a day. And you know what? That's worked really well. I've had a really good, what do you call it? Like a streak, I think they call it. And it's been 2 weeks or it hasn't been 3 weeks. I'd have to look again when I'm in my Duolingo. But I think it's been just over 3 weeks of me being steady at that. 5 minutes or more a day of learning my Dutch and not missing a day and actually doing pretty good. And it's actually fun. So if you've ever wanted to learn Spanish, French, German, Dutch, I don't know, whatever language maybe you've thought of maybe wanting to learn, go to Duolingo. Do it for 5 minutes. See what you think. It's free. And I think it's important that we keep our minds active. And I don't know, I've been having fun with it. And hey, that'd be kind of cool to learn a little Dutch. And well, then I can maybe I can test it out with Ralph Mork at some point since he speaks Dutch, right? And he can let me know. Yep, you did pretty good, or nope, that's not right. Not yet, though. Not yet. I'm still at the beginning, but I don't know. I just think it'd be that was what I wanted to do. I wanted to learn Dutch. Now, after I achieve this Dutch thought, then maybe I'll go back to learning Spanish. Because when I was in college, I did do a couple semesters of Spanish. Because at the time, that fascinated me. Partially because I thought, well, if I learn Spanish, then maybe I can kind of, eavesdrop and know what they're talking about. If we're at the store and somebody's speaking in Spanish, then I'll know if they're talking about me too, right? But anyways, no, I was kind of into it for a while and got busy with life. And now I'm like, no, I'm going to learn Dutch for right now. I do remember some of the Spanish. So I think after I go through this Dutch thing, I think I would be able to pick up on Spanish up to where I was at in college if I did that and then go from there. There are people, I do know people that have learned several languages. It's not like you only can pick one. It's probably best to learn one at a time. Well, and for me, learning one at a time. I know some people can learn multiple at the same time and they grow up that way. They might learn Spanish and English or Romanian and English or something, right? But as an adult, I think one at a time is good. Like I have a Romanian friend, and I'm trying to remember. Seems to me to at least some degree, she knows like at least 5 languages, I think. And she's fluent in a couple of them. Because she's originally Romanian. She speaks very well in English. And then maybe it was 7. Anyways, it's somewhere between 5 to 7. But yes, and she can do Spanish and French. Anyways, there was some other stuff too, and I think that's really good for your mind to be able to do that. It's pretty cool. Yep, exactly, Roy. See, there you go. Learn some Spanish. Just go to Duolingo. Do 5 minutes here and there when you're able to. It's fun. I did see that, and I saw this Torment Barn Girl. I just didn't say it, of course. But when I was asking what people are doing, want to do, what's your goals? What are some of your goals? And Toyman's Bar and Grill said that he wants to play his drums more, which is a great idea because the more you practice, the better you're going to be. That's just how it goes for anything. So, yeah. So I'm just looking back if I missed anybody else with their goals, and I'm not seeing it. If somebody did and I'm missing it, go ahead and put something in. And thank you, Stefan, for being here. You be safe. Scrapper Wolf says he is still learning about his family and cultures and learning to speak the languages too. Hey, that's cool. Very cool. But yeah. Oh, and then Toyman says he has Scottish, English, and Irish. So does that mean you're going to start learning? Let's see here. You're going to learn some of those languages? Because English, well, you're speaking English, so I suppose there's a differing. Sometimes there might be differing of words or how it's pronounced, but really English is English, right? Mostly, I think. It's a little bit different, but similar. But yeah. But I would like to say that I'm thinking here at the bottom of the hour I'll be closing shop. So that means we will be on for about an hour and a half total. I could potentially go longer, but to tell you the truth, I don't know. I'm just feeling quite fatigued and a little out of breath today. And being I'm the only one here speaking, that doesn't work very well. Oh, Irish explains the booze. There you go. Oh, well, it's Canadian English, UK English, American English. Yeah, that's what I mean. There's differences. And even in American English, I'm sure it's the same with any place, so. But I know here in the States, how we speak things in one area, like in the north, is going to be different in the drawl or the, what do you call it? Drawl? Something like that. Or the accent. And how you say things or the speed is different. And maybe some of the word choices. Like, I have met some people and it's that speak very, very fast. And then there's other places, it seems like more in the South, where I think this is what it is. I think people in the South know how to maybe rest and relax. Maybe that's what it is. Because, I don't know, the people I've met anyways, they seem to be taking it easy when they talk, right? They're I think when I or somebody like me would speak, they're probably like, slow down, because, they speak a little bit slower maybe. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just drawl. There we go. Thank you, Roy. But it's just interesting how if you travel around, it's like there's different like accents and then how you pronounce things, which I suppose is within the accent, and then how fast or how slow and just word choices. Because it seems to me, a friend of mine had married somebody from Texas, and she had went and visited his family down there, and Texans don't typically have snow, but apparently, I don't know if it was like a niece or a nephew of her going to be husbands or what, but this child was asking her, my friend, where's my toboggan? And she's thinking to herself, a toboggan? That's what that's called, right? That sled? I think it's called a toboggan, if I'm thinking correctly. Sorry if I'm missaying it. But the child kept saying toboggan, and she's like, this isn't making any sense. found out that that was in reference to some sort of hat or something down there, where a toboggan up here would be like a sled. So it's interesting how there's different words for, well, it could be similar words, but it's defined for something different. Or like where how I was raised, if I want a carbonated sweet beverage, what I would call pop. Down south, they call everything a Coke. Like, I'd like a Coke, please. And then they'd be like, what flavor? It'd be like, I don't know, to me, it seems confusing. If I want a Coke, I'm thinking a Coca Cola. And then other people call it soda. So some people are like, a pop, what's that? And so sometimes I'll say a soda pop to kind of cover two grounds. It's interesting, isn't it? It's just interesting. Oh, it looks like we're already past the bottom of the hour. As some here know, time flies when you're having fun, isn't it? Oh, I'm going to say what Scrapper Wolf had to say, and then I'm going to find my banner. Hey, that's cool. Almost 20 likes. That's amazing. That makes me happy. Scrapper Wolf says, I am part Irish, part German, part Dutch. Oh, you got Dutch too. See, you should learn some Dutch then there, Wolfie. Part Italian, 2 different Native American Indian, and a pinch of African American. Wow, you got yourself a nice mixture there. That's cool. Yep, it is neat to see our heritage, isn't it? And it's nothing that we can or can't do about it at that point, Like, different people have different thoughts, I guess, let's just say. And it's really just, it ends up how it is. It's, we ourselves are made, and there's nothing we can do about what we were made of. How's that? Is that stated correctly? We were made, we were born, and we're here. And that's all we're responsible for. So with that, I'm going to find my saying. Ta-da! Always remember to look for the positives, no matter how small they may seem. And always remember to smile each and every day. And I do hope that if you have time, yes, because I do understand there's life. But if you have time, please, please, please go to my channel, watch my playlists, or just take the time to watch my videos. I do ask this because I really, really, really need work on my watch time. I am about 50 subscribers away from 1,000, and I'm getting so excited. I am hoping this is achieved this year. But if it takes 2 years, let's say, to get the right subscribers, that's okay. But I still would like to work on my watch time, so you could listen to, well, I guess some of them aren't. If you watch our live streams, let's say. If you watch our live streams, our Thursday live streams, that might be a great way to do it if you are busy cleaning, because you could listen to us like a podcast. But I do understand life is busy. It's hard for me to keep up with everybody too. It's just a suggestion. Just fishy begging, please. Singing. Always look on the bright side of life. That's right. And as you saw earlier, I had a little clip of me singing. I really don't sing. I can't really sing, but I enjoy doing it. And I think that's the most important part. Even if you don't think you can do good at something, even if another person has an opinion about it, you do you. And if you enjoy it, do it. All right? So with that, we will see you all next time. And thank you so much for being here. Remember to hit the like button, and we'll see you on Thursday. Don't forget to be there. You all are wonderful. You're all wonderfully and beautifully made. And don't ever forget that. Don't let anybody ever tell you anything different. And with that, Fishy is now heading out. See ya.